Yo, welcome to Banter and Trimz. It's been a while, but we're back in the barbershop post-COVID. We're going to get straight into it today. Michael, let me put it like this. These men been talking a lot in the WhatsApp group. I don't go in the WhatsApp group because I just hear him bare talk, and I'm a man. When I see you, let's talk about it. Because a lot of people got a lot to say
on site
on the WhatsApp group. So what I'm saying to you, Michael, is what have you got to say to us Arsenal fans? You've been talking a lot. And you called out Carlos. I got Carlos this week. I said, bro, Carlos, look at this message. When Mark was like, hey, you better shut up, man, because Carlos will smack. You get me? So what you got to say to us?
I'm starting trouble. I got a short fuse. You can't start trouble with me. Allow it, man.
All I was saying is that we've got a lot to discuss over the past year. Obviously, COVID was March 2020. And obviously, it's August 2021.
21.
So it's been a year and a half. Around them times, Liverpool was just about to win the league.
Yep.
They dropped the bag or fumbled the bag last season. Man City are now champions.
Yep, your rivals.
And our rivals.
Your rivals.
And Arsenal were 6th. That time Liverpool won the league. Now you man are 8th.
Yep.
So obviously we've got to discuss what happened from 6th to 8th. And you man battling with Leeds United. That's what I need to talk about. Battling with Leeds United is not really a great thing. Their man just got promoted last season as well. And your man got spun by a team that got promoted last season as well. So we've got a lot to discuss.
Carlos, you want to answer this?
That's
a small synopsis.
I'll gather my thoughts. Arsenal are in the same predicament they was in the last time we had this. Last time we was there, it's the same thing. Nothing ain't really changed. To be fair, we just have to wait and see what happens this season. Isn't it? This season is that's all we can go by now.
Is Ben White the saviour?
I think Ben White's a really good player.
No, I said is Ben White the saviour?
No one man is the saviour.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? We discussed that with Paul Pogba. You lot thought he was the saviour.
I never
He's
thought
not. You know? we can't say one player. There's many players, and I think we'll be all right by the end of the season.
Yeah, but Arsenal need about 3 or 4 players.
Nah, they need.
No, I mean, like I said,
I don't think so.
I mean, just like Carlos said before we went live, yeah, it's not the fact of the money. The money's there. It's the caliber of player we're deciding to buy with the money.
Do you think honestly
The management was wrong.
No, but
Arsenal are not even attractive?
still
Nobody wants to come to Arsenal.
Nah, people will play for Arsenal.
Who wants to come to Arsenal?
I don't really hear anybody like your transfer talks with any like great player.
No, because they've done it too late. How are they going to try and get Lautaro Martinez with Arteta? When I was saying we need to go and get big managers that attract big players, and they went and got Arteta. I think that's pointless, bro. You're not going to get the players that you want with that kind of manager.
Some man.
A proper manager come in there and say, I want my man.
Conte, or what's my man that you said?
Allegri.
Proper managers come in, Allegri. Proper managers come in, they demand certain things.
And a great example of that is Everton. When Ancelotti went to Everton,
they still got in a few
look at the type of players they got in.
You got that brother from Real Madrid, Rodriguez.
Yeah. That's what you need.
The nice player on the midfield, like Arsenal didn't have to have a player
Arsenal
like
just fitted into all that crap that everyone's talking about. Oh, Arsenal not a big club no more. It's rubbish. And it's like the club believed that all of a sudden.
Because now we're doing little club
things. Yeah, and when I've got little club managers in there.
Little club things.
When I was watching the game, Arsenal-Everton, and I saw Carlo Ancelotti in the stands, and I saw Arteta in the stands, I get it, we're getting Ancelotti in there. So your man was surprised the next day. Yeah? We ended up with Arteta, and they got Ancelotti. And they're the problems that Arsenal have. They're the mistakes that are made.
Yeah, but
if we go further back and talk about Arsene Wenger, he inherited a great back five. He didn't have much work to do. When you gave Arsene Wenger the opportunity to buy centre-backs, what did he get? Pascal Seagal in there. So, you see what I'm saying? So it's just inherent. We need to bring someone now that says, this is what I think Arsenal could be doing, and they do it like that. You can't just make people, he's inherited good players, he'll be all right. Oh, he's Arteta, he worked with Pep, he'll be all right. It doesn't go like that. You know it doesn't go like that.
Because like I said, if any of you have got a job opening where you are, and you're asking for a candidate, you think, where's your into this? I expect you to big me up. I expect you to big me up. I would do the same. See, Michael, he's this, he's that, he's on time, he's a good worker, he's loyal. Yeah. You're gonna put in.
So you're basically saying that Pep lied, or he oversold.
He bigged up his boy.
He oversold his boy.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
Yeah,
these.
everyone did. Even De Bruyne and that, they were laughing. Yeah, he's really good.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But
No,
do you think that the job is too big for Arteta right now?
Yes.
Of course it is.
Yes, because I still believe that we are a big club. If we go with everyone else, Arsenal a big club, this is what happens.
Listen, we already had.
That idiot brother from AFT, I can't stand none of them.
You always had guys fighting in the stands and whatever before Arteta come. And he was like, we need to be one. He came in talking all the right stuff. But I mean, I hear him come out and say, listen, there's nothing really to be excited for. But what are you talking about? We just finished 8th. We've got no Europe. We need to be doing bits. Whether Aubameyang is scoring,
but
or
as
he's
well,
not
no
scoring.
Europe could be a good thing.
I was
for
gonna
us.
say-
It was a good thing for Liverpool. It's been a good thing for Man United in the past.
Remember
they was doing Europa League before us.
Do you understand what I'm saying? 100%.
They
100%.
were doing all that crap before
Us, of course.
Right? So,
But
you
you
know,
was
everyone has
doing
to
it.
go
Was
for
doing
it.
it before, yeah, but we
Clearly.
still won it though. But clearly, yeah, you man didn't want it.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. No, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I understand he's trying to take a dig, but I give him that, innit?
Yeah.
Obviously, we messed up against Barcelona. Yeah. We had that. You know what I'm saying? Now, listen, when Sol Campbell scored,
No, you don't. Yeah, they sent off the goalkeeper too early.
of course.
Sent off the goalkeeper too
Of course.
early. They
But
don't even
this
do
is
that now.
that-
And
Yeah,
then he
but
took
that's-
off Perez.
They don't even do that now.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
The referees are giving the man a chance. They don't do that now.
We messed
Sent
up. So
off
I'll
a
give you that.
goalkeeper in the Champions
I'll
League
give you that.
final.
But
That's wickedness.
the thing is, you stop the man from scoring.
Just about. It's wickedness.
Yeah.
I know, but
That
whether
was
it's
wicked.
just
It's a big
you
game,
stop,
bro.
you,
Let them man them
what
have
he
a
should have
little
done was
bit of
allowed him to score, and then dealt with it.
Yeah. Still keep the 11 men on the pitch.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Because you go down
But
to
this is
a
this was
team like that.
But this was a
Etu-
greater Barcelona that
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
talking
Etu,
about now. This was a
Ronaldinho,
really
this
good
was a
Barcelona.
Yeah, it was. That's what I'm saying. That's why you needed the
Sorry.
10 men on the field. You had the 11 man on the field.
I hear you.
You've got to allow some things. You've got to allow, especially early in the game. You just got to allow it, let it happen.
So
and then fix up.
what's next for Arsenal though? I'm asking for a friend. A few friends asked me to ask when I come.
Who's this?
I'm not gonna say no
Dukes?
names.
Who's
A few
this?
man-
Tosh?
I don't want.
Aston?
I can't
Who?
act them up because obviously they're not here. But a few man told me to ask, what's next for Arsenal?
I mean, personally, Arteta's got to go.
Already?
We've got yeah. What do you mean already?
I think I want him to stay. He's doing it.
The job is too big for him. It's too big. It's too. Well, you got to
Yeah,
remember.
but the thing is, yeah, he's got to go and everything. But what do? You come in, you've got to buy, and you're not getting the money to buy. You panic buy. You go out and you bought Pepe for 72 million. No one really in their right
when we
mind.
should have went and got Zaha.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
like I said, you hit the nail on the head. Do things properly.
But the thing is, if you buy any
Wenger was at look you when someone like Arsene Wenger for as long as he was at Arsenal leaves, you got Emre, yeah. You got us. He weren't doing great in the Premier League, but again, he manages in Spain, so he might have needed more time. But he got us to a Europa League final, which was 0-0 at half time, and Chelsea ended up battering us. So the fans turned on him, and he had to go, yeah.
But has it turned up though? Well, you can't really.
It hasn't turned up, but at the same time, it was 0-0 at half time.
yeah, I know.
They
But
would
the thing
finish
is,
4-1.
yeah, but the thing is, they had a much better team, didn't they?
They did, but even
They
the way
had a
we
much
played
better team.
leading up to that finals,
Yeah.
we were cold. Lacazette and Aubameyang, they were. Listen, it was. You know, you might find this weird, but Andy Cole, Dwight York, mate. The way they were linking up, it was mad.
Respect the greats, please.
No, am I lying,
They're
bro?
not gonna have that.
You're not gonna have it, but brother,
It's a bit
if I
different,
was to put up the highlights of, I can't remember. I went
a
to
bit
the
different,
game.
Carlos.
So
Even
I can't
Carlos.
remember who he was playing. I went Villarreal. I can't remember who it was, but they scored first. And then Aubameyang went down the other and scored. Lacazette, bruv, they was on fire that season in the Europa League, bruv. Going to that finals, but I mean, we're in a real rebuilding process.
I think they needed their money that week. Obviously, the bonus. They had debt collectors chase them, so obviously I had to make sure they got their bonus that week. That's
What's
why.
wrong with this guy?
That's why.
We are trying to rebuild, but we're doing it the wrong way.
But honestly,
We're making big mistakes.
But
which is not allowing us to move forward.
You see, the question is now is that if you get rid of Arteta, obviously you need to get rid of Arteta. Then a new manager comes in with new philosophy. I'm struggling to get that word out, whatever. Then obviously you're gonna get rid of new players, you're gonna get rid of old players, and it will take you even longer to rebuild. So how long are you man gonna wait though? Because how long is a piece of string? Because
I don't think we're waiting.
The
We're
thing
trying
is-
to make moves. We are trying to make moves.
Yeah,
But,
but the thing is-
again, personally, I wouldn't spend 50 million on Ben White.
yeah, because Arteta,
He's not even the best defender at Brighton.
No.
them man are saying that he
the
was in the
fuck?
top third best defense of the league last season. I'm just like, raw. I didn't.
I
See
mean,
it.
I'm not going to judge him off one game, but he was getting turned in the Spurs game before the Premier League started. He was getting turned over last week against Brentford.
That ain't gonna last.
But
man.
I'm
He's
not.
gonna get
I
better.
can't
He's
judge
gonna
him
get
off
better.
2
He's
games.
gonna get
White's a good defender. The
Yeah,
problem with
yeah.
Ben White is everyone knows that Arsenal overpaid because Liverpool wanted him, and then Brighton, to their credit, I know you because you know are on the real end of it. They stuck to their guns.
100%.
Because the season before that, we were trying to get him for pennies to the pound. Innit? They said 30 million, I think it was,
Right.
the season when he helped Leeds get promoted.
Yeah.
He was the best defender.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And then the season gone, they said, nah, English, young English.
Yeah, I don't
Bosh.
think.
Went to the Euros.
Yeah.
If you don't want him, we're going to make you lot pay for him because
didn't
when
play.
Arsenal
Well, we
need
spent
players,
72 mil on Pepe and we're still waiting.
still waiting.
We're still waiting, so it just
Still waiting.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I
yeah.
said, the difference is you lot spent a lot of money on Pogba, who is established, who was doing bits in the team.
and
I'm
you're
not
still
saying
waiting.
Pepe wasn't doing bits in the team, but half of those goals, or more than half of those goals he scored the season before he came to us, was penalties.
Yeah, but with Man United and the Pogba situation, I've got to admit, we needed some better players around him.
You see the problem with Pogba? Honestly, everyone, obviously, we paid for him 90 million. But if we didn't let Pogba go on a free a couple years ago, the conversation would be totally different. I think that's how I feel. I feel the conversation would be totally different because obviously you let him go on a free. Fergie let him go on a free. He's done his bits. It's like Chelsea them re-signing Lukaku. Like the expectation is very, very, very high.
Yeah.
So I genuinely, if we didn't let him go on a free, if we bought him and he was never at Man United, I think the conversation would be totally different. That's how I feel about it. But everyone has their own opinion
Totally different. In what aspect? What do you mean?
because obviously what is expected of him, he wouldn't. What everyone expects of him now on a day to day. Obviously he's not consistent, and I'll give you that for free. Yeah, he's not consistent. But if he wasn't at Man United before, gone to Juventus, done bits, and then come back to Man United. If he was, let's say, he was only at Man United. If he was only at Juventus, and then come to Man United, the expectation will be a bit different. That's how I feel. But everyone's opinion is different.
Yeah, but the reason why the opinion is the way it is because he was at Man United.
Yeah, so that's why.
He went and just became a totally different player.
That's why he gets the stick that he gets.
So
And he's
then
not
when he
consistent.
came back, you expected bits to be done
yeah,
because
and
he was at Juventus
It's hard,
with
though.
greats.
I see it the same as,
Yeah,
like I said
yeah.
earlier, I see it the same as the Ozil thing though, man. You're playing around great players that
Yeah.
are protecting you all the time, and then you come to a club and you're the guy. Like,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Walcott's not going to get that ball.
Yeah.
But if I played
Yeah.
that to my man, he would have got that ball.
Yeah,
He'd have made me
100%.
look better, you know?
Different
Yeah,
caliber
yeah.
of players.
Same thing,
And
man.
that goes back to the question that you're asking
true.
me.
That's true.
Like, it's about the caliber of players. Like me, we got Lacazette, but I would rather go get someone like Danny Ings, who's established in the Premier League and gets goals in the Premier League. Because we
Lacazette's not
haven't.
the Lacazette that was at Lyon.
He's not. We haven't seen any glimpses of that player over 38 games. We haven't.
Not at all.
It's been so hit and miss. So I'd rather, that's what I'm saying, rather than maybe go out, like we said, go get Pepe, Zaha. Look what he does for Crystal Palace. He had his chance at Man United. I just think he was young. It didn't really work out.
No,
I think he deserves a second chance before the end of his career
he did a bit
to go to another top
He did
team.
dirty to Moyes, and obviously what happened, didn't it?
Of course, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But that's why I said it didn't work out. But he's a top player. And he would fit into an Arsenal team. He would do bits at Arsenal. I mean, Pepe
Yeah, but
looked
do you
good
think-
towards the end of the season. But sometimes, I mean, if you look at Arsenal's history, for some reason, we do finish the season well. I'm not saying in terms of finishing first or whatever, but those last
last
6 games, we seem to pick it up.
And to be fair, even that's gone down a little bit.
Of course, because remember, we
yeah.
always used to maybe
Yeah.
just get top 4. And then the players are dancing and walking around the field celebrating.
What about Partey? What's going on with Partey though? Are we still singing the song Partey Hard, or is it?
We weren't singing no song in here. That was them.
Okay.
That was them. That wasn't us.
That was, yeah.
I just got asked who was singing Partey Hard, did it? Because
No. I mean,
Because some man in the WhatsApp group was saying wheel up select on them things there, innit? And then these times they're kind of wheeling down still. So I'm not hearing no one's.
all I would say about this Partey thing, I mean, this is why I question Arteta. I read that Torreira asked to come back, And Arteta said no.
No, you
But
know what Torreira
Partey
can
is
do?
injured.
Torreira can go and find a job somewhere else. Because when he went to Atletico, he was talking smack. He was disrespectful. Torreira needs to go and find someone that's going to play.
But I heard for a long time. I mean, the weather. I think he's very uncomfortable
Go
over.
and play somewhere else.
With
That's what
Torreira
you
over
do.
here.
If you're complaining about weather and you're getting how much bags, go somewhere else and go and do something else. Go and play volleyball. Go and play volleyball.
He has come back to Arsenal.
He's back.
Well, he needed to though, because we don't know what's going on with this. I mean, how long is Partey out for?
Yeah?
How
But
long is
what I'm
Partey
saying
out
is,
for?
I don't
No,
know
Arteta feels how I feel. I'm not playing you, bro.
Yeah,
You had
I know.
chat.
I'm not saying he'll
You
play,
had
but he's
chat.
back at the club.
Back at the club
Just go and
training.
train
See
like
the
a-
uncle the other day.
Go and
I thought
train
you'd-
like
I
a
thought
good
you'd
guy.
sold him.
Nah, no one don't want to
No,
buy
we
him.
loaned him. We
No one
loaned him
wanna
out.
buy
You
him.
loaned him
We loaned him out.
to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Atletico.
Really? How many games did he play for Atletico that won the league? How many games did he really
Yeah,
play
he-
in that
He-
team?
I
Did
don't
he
know.
play a
I
lot?
didn't even know he was
I don't
there.
even remember.
He
seeing
come
him.
back and he wants out already. That's mad.
I
Torreira.
didn't
Yeah,
even
he's come
know.
back
He
and
wanted to
he
go from before. He was
to go from
talking
before.
smack, bro.
Yeah,
He was
he
talking
wanted to
smack,
go
bro.
from before.
But yeah, I can't really say. I mean,
Why do
Partey.
you lot man let Xhaka go though? Right? You should let him just go to Rome.
Of course, we should have let him go. I don't know, brother. I was Xhaka.
Should've just
I
gone
was
Roma.
so shocked when I
Nah,
saw a
but the
new
thing
deal
is-
on the
the thing
table,
is,
man.
Odegaard-
Roberto knows how I feel
but
about
the
this.
thing is, but Odegaard went back, Ceballos went back, and then it weren't looking like we was really getting any midfielders. We went and bought a Sambo Lagonga from wherever, and you needed players. You needed Arsenal players.
Yeah.
You couldn't just start letting go, man.
All
You
I'm
let go of
saying-
Xhaka now. That's 3 gaps.
Yeah,
What I'm
yeah.
gonna say
And you
about
feel it with
Granit,
someone that
I
we
made
don't know.
Granit, yeah? If we're giving Paul the pass, can we give Granit the same pass, please? Because in Europe, yes, not pretend like we weren't messaging each other.
The Euros.
The Euros,
Yeah, he
Granit
was.
on crud. Yeah.
For Switzerland.
So if we're gonna say we ain't got the team around,
On
Granit
colours in
Xhaka
what?
was-
Shouting at people. And that.
No, he was doing
did
bits,
he
bro.
do?
I can't remember what game it was.
Half
bro,
the time he
but
was
he
walking around in his
was
training
spraying
kit.
that ball around.
I think when they played
Come
Italy.
on, man.
It was-
He was doing that. He was doing that at Mock
Yeah.
Gladbach.
I don't know.
He's not ready for the Arsenal
Right.
team, bruv. He's not ready.
You know what
for
it
the
is?
Arsenal
He
team.
needs to go.
Do you know what it
He
is?
needs to
He
go, man.
always plays good for Switzerland. He's the captain.
He's the, you know?
He's the captain. It's like I always say, El Hadj Diouf,
Yeah,
that World Cup.
Yeah.
And then he comes to Liverpool and it's like, bruv, like some
Man, can't even
people,
keep his own spit in
the
his
passion for their club, the passion for their country drives them more than the club that they play for. Do you know what I'm saying? But me personally, he crossed the line that I feel shouldn't have been crossed, and I feel therefore,
He saw at the
Oh,
team.
therefore, it would have been the best thing to just part ways, especially because the club is in
I'm
such a
human, bro. I
bad
sworn
place.
at enough people, and I love them. I sworn at enough people I love. Bro. Sometimes it just happens.
I
We're
hate you,
human, bro.
I hate you.
Piss off. You
I hear you. I hear
know
you.
it. You are.
I hear you. But I mean the stats. I mean I think the stats say that a lot of his missed pass or misplaced passes leads to goals that we concede.
They have
Yeah,
done,
yeah,
they
yeah.
have.
And when you're the
They
man,
better at left back the other day.
yeah, of course. When you're the man in front of the defense, you need to do bits, man. You need to be on your job. Collect the ball, and let's keep it moving.
Wait, modern day data analytics in sports is the destruction of.
Of course it is.
Because you know,
It
back
is.
in the day, you would never have known that.
You'd never know the information.
These misplaced passes lead to
Yeah,
X
wouldn't know
amount
that.
of
That
goals.
wouldn't
Yeah.
But you know what it is? I'm not even gonna lie. As a fan, when you watch the game, you
watch
see it.
football, yeah, of
You
course.
see
They
it.
done it to Grealish the other day in the charity shield or whatever game it was, and they said, "Oh, he gave the ball away 7 times." Like, we know Grealish is a good player, isn't it? But
Do you understand what I'm saying?
We're gonna home into them things now. Innit?
But my question for you, well, both of you,
I'll answer it first because I already know.
is because you already know what the question is.
Basically, but I'll let you answer it.
I just feel that from last season, sorry, not last season, the season before, where Liverpool were just doing bits. It looked like they was gonna go unbeaten. Yeah. Your chest is a lot higher now. Finishing seconds, buying Varane,
Finish third, don't finish second.
and then getting Sancho. I mean, I'd be foolish to say that you're not building a strong team. Bruno Fernandes scored a hat-trick last week.
The quality is there now. You can see the quality shining through. We're not dependent on a man like Phil Jones. Phil Jones that is on 100 bags a week. He's on 100 bags a week.
Sorry, can I just pause? I want to ask you a question, sir. Is it true that Phil Jones denied Varane getting the number 4 shirt?
Yeah. Oh, come on. No, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic, right?
Bro, Varane's going to get injured in the first week and be out for months.
But let's be
I see all them type of
who
things
Varane?
happening. And they were like, oh, how's Arsenal spent 15 on Ben White? Because he's fit, he's young, he's alright. Varane is all bent up in that, bro.
But go on.
But anyway,
Anyways,
sorry.
he denied him because Phil Jones obviously wants to hold on his squad number. Remember what happened to Martial and Ibrahimovic? Like
Yes.
where.
Yeah.
Oh, and obviously when Sancho's joining, obviously he wants a number 7, all that kind of stuff. There's no point in creating club politics, innit? When Phil Jones cuts, we'll get the number 4.
Yeah,
like
simple.
it doesn't matter really. It doesn't really matter about a number. If you want a good number, okay, he's got the number 4 number, but you're not even playing anyway. So hold on to the number and sit on the bench, or you not even make the bench. So I don't even care about that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't bother me. If you're good enough, nobody even cares what everyone's. Oh, is he gonna get 7? He's gonna get 7. You got 25. 2 plus 5 is 7. Cool. No one cares. Yeah. No.
Do we?
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it.
Yeah.
Bro, remember back in, who was that Inter Milan player? I think it might be Rakova.
Oh yeah, Rakova. Yeah.
What was it? He wanted 8.
8.
He
Yeah.
only got 1 plus 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
No one cares about that.
You're getting paid.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
No one cares about
When
the number.
he's moved on, you'll get your
And we all know that Cavani's only going to be there for one more season. Cavani was a bad boy striker for us last season. Are we really going to piss off Cavani this season and take the 7? It's not
player in a long time
Yeah.
to truly hold up the number 7.
So are we going to piss him off? It's
Long time.
It's not like Zlatan and Ibrahimovic when Ibrahimovic is a baller anyways, and he was scoring a few good goals, but Ibrahimovic was a brand anyways. And obviously Mourinho dealt with the situation wrong.
Yeah.
And obviously we've learned from that situation. We're not going to deal with it the same way going forward. So sometimes you just got to bite your tongue and move on with it. So I'm not even that fussed about that.
And your chest?
My chest.
Your
with Man
high
United.
chest this season?
We have quality players. Right, we have better quality players than we did last season. I don't even remember the squad last season. Not like that.
He's right.
Yeah.
On the flip side, I don't quite think that's what it is. I said it to you, so I'm not going to front. The difference is, it actually seems like you lot got a plan at last. No one really cared about your playing personality in years gone by because you had some good players.
Yeah.
You were never a threat. Now it seems like you may have a bit of a plan. You might have you might not have quite a good enough manager, for example, but it seems like you got a plan.
So all we're missing is
that's what makes for me.
So basically, our front 3+4 is a good front 3/4.
Who's that?
So let's say we put Pogba in, Fernandes, Sancho. There's a mix, obviously Cavani, Greenwood. Let's say in that mix, let's say our front 3 or 4 is good.
Yeah.
So our back 4/5 is just about taking shape. We just need Wan-Bissaka to have better with his delivery when he moves forward. Then we can actually.
I mean, that's what I'm about to say. Wan-Bissaka's been doing bits.
No, let me finish.
Wan-Bissaka's been doing bits.
His delivery going forward, as in his crosses. I'm not saying defense. I'm not saying defense. He's a really good defender going backwards.
Yeah, but what's your back 4 now? You'd say
So
Wan-Bissaka,
Varane, or Lindelof.
What's going on with Maguire?
And Maguire.
No. Back 4. So I think it would just be Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Varane, Luke Shaw. That's a good back 4.
Yeah, that's a good back 4.
Yeah.
That's a great back 4.
I also said this in the shop a couple of weeks ago. Varane still needs to acclimatise to the Premier League.
100%.
So I'm not going to say, I'm going to expect him to hit the ground running. Even Sancho, obviously played for Man City. He went to Dortmund and he's come back. He still needs to acclimatise. So I'm not expected to rely on those players, if that makes sense. But
100%.
obviously, we're building, and obviously, hopefully, by the end of the season, going towards next season, hopefully we'll win something this season. But I'm not expecting to win anything this season, honestly. I'll tell you that.
That's my next question. What's your prediction
I'm
for
not
the
expecting
season?
to win anything this season.
You don't expect to win
No,
nothing?
I'm not saying I'm not expecting to win anything. I'm not expecting to win the Premier this season. I'll tell you that for free.
I am.
But I expect to
You
win
are?
the trophy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Why are you expecting to win
Because
the
I think we've got our
Our
players are established, and I think we've got a better. I think we've got a better squad now. There's people that
We've
can
got
interchange. The only one you can't interchange is
Fernandes.
our right back. That's all.
No.
No. I'm saying it's a good player and everything like that. But if it goes wrong, who are we gonna go put in at right back?
That's a point.
That's the only problem. Yes. That lot is better going forward.
It's just a depth issue, but
Yeah.
Starting 11, I'd say you're starting 14 or 15.
We have depth
you
now.
Got Mo.
We have depth. We have depth. We have
Good
depth.
squad. Okay, man, trying to take the pee out of Wan-Bissaka, bro.
No,
Because
he's a-
allegedly he ain't got the whip that like a Trent or something.
Yeah.
Got, bro. Who's got the whip?
But he's got
like
the-
Trent?
I was just about to say
Bro?
that. I'm about to
You
say
mean,
that.
like,
He's got the best
or a
defensive
Robinson,
stats.
or a Tierney, or who has that, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's different sauce.
But-
or a Shaw, man. We'll see
different-
Southampton Shaw, bro.
It's different sauce.
Who's
Man.
got that, bro?
Shortberto.
Yeah.
Shortberto Carlos.
So that's what I'm saying. With that back four, with Bruno Fernandes, Pogba seems like he's maybe going to have his best season in the Man United shirt. Cavani.
Hold on. You lot cuss. You remember you lot laughed at me
What was
when I
that?
said Fred,
Yeah.
and you.
Don't say yeah.
Well,
What
You
I
lot,
just-
everybody bust out laughing. You remember?
On his own-
Everybody
on
bust
his
out.
own, I mock Fred all day, every day.
Yeah.
But what I did say is, you put him with that McTominay youth, that is the best tandem United have, bro.
Work rate.
Yeah, but
The work rate is crazy.
work rate-
All day, bro.
We can't play two DMs though. Like that's just not.
No, you can. You can because it allows the others to do what they need to do, and that's what it done. Well, we saw it at the weekend. We saw it. We saw it last
saying.
weekend.
Fred
You
scored still.
lot have come out the
Pogba
gates.
don't have to come back,
running.
which he can't defend.
You've come out the gates running.
Greenwood didn't come back. None of them came back. They didn't need to come back.
Yeah, with that, you've got to be saying you're expecting to be in the title race. Like at Christmas, January, February, I'm expecting you lot to be in there. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm expecting you lot to be in there. Like that to me, no excuse. No excuse. Christmas, first, second, or third. By Christmas. Because like you said, you got Rashford. You got Rashford. I mean, you got Rashford. Cavani's going to... Listen, no one can argue with the Cavani thing. He's going to do what he does.
So where? Since you talked about Rashford, where are Arsenal going to be around Christmas?
Have you just switched the whole
I'm just asking a question.
Where are Arsenal going to be?
Where do you think Arsenal are expected to be? Do you man will finish above 10?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Come on, man. You're just looking for jokes.
You're saying...
We're
we're
going
not-
to finish above 10.
We'll finish above 10.
Of course we are.
We will.
But that's not the issue, man. They don't care whether they finish above 10. They're Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah, they want to
And the thing, unless you're Mr. Troll, that gets us as neutrals is it's not that Arsenal are not very good at the moment. It's the complete lack of direction.
Complete.
That's what kills us.
From
I
the
think as
top.
a neutral, you think this is Arsenal Football Club. Yeah. This is Arsenal Football Club. It's the complete lack of direction that you lot have at the moment. That's what kills us as a neutral, because we're not used to seeing this. Let's be honest, bro. And it's complete.
So what do you guys need? Obviously, we know the problem is with the board. They don't want to spend money.
But we
can't
can't
even bring
say
argument
that.
up. Because I see something
Sorry,
about
please.
the last 3 seasons, we spent a lot of money.
One more for me. Do one more for me.
We spent a lot of money, man. It's just
This
how you
season
spend
we
the
spent a
money.
lot of-
It's
that's
just
what I'm
how you
saying.
spend the money. That's all it comes down
You're
to.
spending the wrong money on the wrong caliber of player.
Yeah, easy.
Definitely. We do. Carlos hit the nail on the head. Arsene Wenger inherited a great back four. Yeah?
So,
When it was his time to go out and buy defenders, I mean,
We got some
but you man got Sol
wallies.
Campbell though. Remember, you didn't buy.
Yeah, because he knew that Tottenham was dead. And he got a big opportunity.
he got a big opportunity to come to
Sol Campbell was a good
the other
player.
side.
He just played for a shit team. So Sol Campbell was a good player.
Same like Harry Kane. This is what I'm saying to Unks. How
Good
long have
players.
Tottenham had Harry Kane? Scoring at the rate that he's scoring at. They say he's one of the best. He's probably gonna break Alan Shearer's record. And Tottenham have won nothing. Absolute nothing. So when the men are talking in the group, sometimes I just look and I think, I can't be bothered.
Tottenham
Aston rang me the other day. I said 2 things. He had nothing to say.
Tottenham
But
can't
you-
talk to me.
You can't argue. You don't get a trophy for finishing above us. There's 38 games. All it means is out of 38 games, they won more than us. But the trophy cabinet is still empty.
Like I said, that has got more trophies in it.
That's got more trophies. And like I said, the 2 finals that they were in, Champions League final, they lost. The final that they was in last season, they should have never sacked Mourinho. Just let him do what you brought him in to do.
Then get rid of
Win a
him.
trophy, and the next day, or even after the celebration, they go and say, hey, meeting tomorrow, innit?
Yeah.
And it's gone, but the fact that they sacked him before the final...
That is one of the maddest decisions
ever
I've seen in recent times in football.
That makes me question, what do you really want?
Exactly.
Because Levy's basically saying, for my pride, and because I want to do what I want to do, I'm just going to get rid of him and let a caretaker... what's my man's name again?
Mason something.
Mason,
Yeah.
He used to play for them.
Let him come in and play a final.
Well, remember, Tottenham finished third in the 2-horse race.
Yes, but what I'm saying to you is they brought Mourinho in to win trophies. He could have done it. He might have won one. Let him do what he brought him in to do.
And the thing is, you see, for example, without going too far off track, see the third in the 2-horse race thing? Like, yeah, that's a joke, but ish happens, innit? Yeah? We're the only team in history to lose 2 Premier League games and not win a league, and then lose 1 Premier League game and not win the league. Banter us all you want. But what you don't do is on the eve of a final, sack your manager and replace him with my man. And it's not even a diss to my man. It was the people upstairs. How do you do that? If seriously, Tottenham, what is that?
What is that?
That is the maddest thing, bruv.
That makes
mash-up team.
no sense.
Punching above its weight.
No sense. Them man could have come in there with their chest high, bang, trophy. Yeah. No. So this is what I'm saying. When people want to talk, it's like you're doing a lot of talking, but what I'm saying to you is, you can't chat to Liverpool and you can't chat to Man City right now. You can have no talk for them. You can do the history thing and say we've got this many Premier Leagues, we've got rare.
And for years, Man City was a much worse team than they
But honestly, yeah, well, it's from a country. So Man United are battling.
Bro, don't come with that, man.
No, I'll give you that. City are state backed, but ultimately...
But I'm not saying that is an excuse. I'm just saying that is the facts.
So basically what you're saying is the owners of Man City have money to just play about.
No, but he's not wrong. City are state backed, but ultimately, Man United can more than hold their weight with City in terms of money.
That's what I'm thinking.
We can hold our weight, but when Fergie left, there was no direction.
Of course.
Yeah, but so then what are you saying to us then? We had a manager for as long as you lot had a manager. So when those type of caliber of managers leave, you leave the club in a mad place.
Get someone that's proper.
You haven't won the Prem since he left. We haven't won the Prem since he left.
I'm not saying you guys, because the problem is not actually you guys who talk Arsenal fans.
It's Joseph and
some of those
Gary.
We having that. Well, you're just on low-hanging fruit, bro. It could be me. I could be your victim, bro.
Some of them talk about great sporting direction. Some of them talk about them kind of.
I don't see that.
And don't get me wrong, like we had no direction. I was honest about that. Obviously, it is what it is, isn't it? But when you're trying to clutch at straws, for me, that's why I get onto Arsenal now.
That's a lie. I'm not having that.
Bro, there is Arsenal man that are deluded. There's definitely, but that is not me and Carlos.
Yeah, I know, but I don't get onto you, man, because you're not the deluded Arsenal.
But what I can't take in the group is when you're getting onto them, their responses. Their responses are poor.
I couldn't be
The
honest.
responses are poor.
No,
No, Joe and the responses are poor.
But that's why I get onto them even more, because it just doesn't make sense.
It's poor responses.
Because at the end of the day, every day it just goes about. Before you used to talk about how much Man United spent, we spent too much money, and I'll fully admit that. Now that conversation is done. You don't talk about how much money Man United spent. We spent £1 billion. You don't talk about that kind of stuff. We don't talk about which players we signed or...
That is a lot of money, though.
It is a lot.
Lots of money, bro.
It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But we don't talk about that kind of stuff anymore, because Arsenal, man, them man are deluded. Them man are just moving the goalposts now.
No, I just feel that them man are living in like the invincible era.
Yeah, they are.
We're far from that team.
Remember that season when I think Liverpool... In that season, I think the last time Man City won the league, and then I think we was happy that Man City beat, man. Was it Sane scored that goal in it, yeah? They were like, oh my God, thank God we didn't lose. The invincible streak, all that kind of nonsense. It's like, really, like, 2004, like, that's all some of these Arsenal are holding on to, being invincible. Like,
No, but I mean, they nearly done it.
Yeah.
But look how, I mean, that type of records, that type of records is going to last for a while.
Invincible record.
For
That
us,
type of record is going to last for a while. And it's not even invincible. It's not like we're just winning 1-0, where it's the style in which we did it in.
I'll be honest with you though, for a Liverpool fan at that time, no one really cared about an invincible season. When you've been in the wilderness for 30
100%.
years, it don't matter how you get there.
Of course.
Make we
Just
get
get
there, Klopp.
Just
That's
get
all
there.
we was on. Now, if we going to run this season,
Yeah.
and that's a talk, that's a more of a thing. Because no disrespect to the Arsenal thing. I think if we had done it then, our invincible season would have been better than yours. Only because we were murking we beaten everyone, and you had 12 draws. But at the time, Carlos, we could come. That is the last thing that should have been on our mind. That's banter. But I beg you, let us win a league title, man. Like he talks about, like I said. Third in a two-horse race, bruv. We lost one game in a season and didn't win the league, bruv.
Yeah.
And before that, we lost 2. No team before Liverpool had ever only lost 2 games and not won the league.
But that's why I said to him, you've been creeping up on them. You've been creeping up on them. You know what I'm saying? Man City been doing their thing, but you lot have been coming.
But
now you're here, you've arrived.
Yes.
So who you got chat to?
And consistently,
you can't chat to your neighbours.
And we talk about the wins, and at the end of the day, it matters what's in the trophy cabinet. If you run it back for at least 3 seasons, points-wise, Liverpool and City have the exact same points. Who's got the more trophies? Let's be real. City have. So ultimately, it's all good that we've matched them, but they still won 2 league titles and we've only won 1.
Okay.
So that's why when they say, especially to Spurs fans, and to a certain, in a certain sense, you lot at the moment, ultimately, they're still winning more trophies than even.
And what is football about, Roberto? What is
football
about,
Roberto?
Trophy.
Because the thing about for me personally, I will say things as banter, but when I see people living and dying by for example, I just gave the stats that Liverpool had the same points over City over last season. But City still, they look in their cabinet and say, "Oh, look at them 2 pretty Premier League titles."
You understand what I'm saying?
Do you know what I mean?
And you man are 2012.
Because where did these men finish when Leicester won it? I know we were second.
Yeah, when did you not finish that season?
7th.
Was that a Europa season?
That's what I'm saying. They've been
That's what I'm
doing
trying to
hard
say.
times.
That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, for time, even though you lot were cussing outside, he's doing top four. Yeah?
Like you said, you didn't win anything.
We didn't win anything. But what I'm trying to say is, then you guys started doing it. So what I'm trying to say is, overall, everyone has their time. That's why I said to you outside, when we bounce back, because we will have our time again. It may take 30 years, but we will be great. We will be at the top.
You won't be great, yes.
We will be at the top of the pile again one day.
You made top 4 a trophy, remember that?
Of course we did. But now we understand more than
why.
ever exactly what it meant. Now that we've dropped out of it, we understand exactly what that meant.
And the reality situation is, in seasons gone by, we can sit back and laugh at United, and we've had to be subjected to you and everyone else. But then it gets to a point where you have to start, if you know football, you have to start acknowledging little moves teams are making. And now it's got to the point, like as Uncle said before he left, you can't give it, I don't think we're challenging. No, you have to challenge for the title. Or it's a disaster, because you lot are definitely moving in the right direction.
Listen, Maguire's a ball winner. Yeah, with that big head, he knows what to do. He wins headers.
That's what I was gonna say to you. He wins bare headers.
You saw it.
You might not score the headers, but he winning.
But it's not just that though. With Maguire, again, I don't think he's the greatest. But from what I keep on hearing, all these professional footballers are coming out and saying, nah, he's a real one, you know. He ain't Virgil or he ain't this, he ain't, but he good. So if my man can stay fit, this is what I'm saying to you lot. Like, you lot got to be challenging, man. You can't have that personnel now and not be challenging, bro. You know what I mean? You know me, I'm not having no England slander. Are you back, Uncle? I'm not having no England slander already, but Maguire was key to that. No, it was the
He
money.
overpaid.
It was the money.
It was the money. Just like the Ben White.
It's the money.
You're
bro.
saying, hold on. You're saying Ben was custody.
He
What
walked
you
into that
saying
one.
outside
He walked
about
into
Ben
that
White?
one. He walked into that one.
And as fans, we can't control what the club decides to pay for these players. We don't decide. We just got to roll with the punches here.
Ben White and Maguire are 2 different players.
Sorry?
I don't know.
Listen, I'll say Maguire is better than Ben White. Yes, cool.
Wait and see.
But it's the profile of the player. If you're buying English, young and English,
You're going to spend money.
it's
That's like they're trying to cost me about my rent.
it's a
He's 22 years old.
But this is what
That turns out.
But
that's nuts.
Carlos, what did I say to you outside?
That's nuts.
Profile-wise, if you look at Ramsdale at his age, everyone's talking about, you see that thing about, he went to whatever club, they got relegated. At 23 years old, look at his counterparts. I'm talking David Seaman, all these, and I'm not saying he's going to be as good as these players before anyone flames me, yeah? I'm just saying, at that time of their career, were they on his level? Nah.
And
A lot of them
what
are
age is
busted,
prime
they're
age,
older than
Michael?
him,
26.
Ramsdale, 23
27,
years old.
28.
He's broken
That's
into
prime
the England
age.
team, and he's been
I'm happy with
a
that.
top level
I'll be
keeper.
honest, I'm happy
Give
with
him
that.
time.
That's
mate.
one of the best.
I'm happy with that,
young
but like I
players.
said,
I'm pissed about Odegaard, but I'm happy.
what I,
You're not
like I
happy,
said,
no?
I'm happy about that, but my problem is poor business. We sell Martinez, and then the next season we're scrambling for goalkeepers.
Yeah.
We've done
You
the
know-
business wrong.
Do you know the mad
Ramsden,
thing?
you
Do you know the mad thing about Martinez, right? He's literally left Arsenal, and over the course of a season, become one of the best keepers in the world. Like he has. I'm sorry to say it.
He had it in the locker though. No one
Like-
ever played
Who's
him.
that? Who's that?
Martinez, bro.
No, as soon as he got
Yeah.
into the side,
I'm not
then
saying
they got hurt,
he's the
won
top
FA Cup,
upper echelon, but he's one of the best, bro.
Listen,
He's got to be top 20,
I
surely.
keep saying, if I can find this clip here, I'll put it in the group. There's a save he made against Chelsea. Leno wouldn't have made that save.
Man's gone from
Even
Arsenal
my man came in
not
and looked
getting
more
a game.
confident.
Who's
The-
that?
The one we had on loan, Ryan.
Yeah.
Even he was
Do
playing
you know what I'm
more
saying?
confident.
Leno has
Leno
been
pants,
making
bro.
terrible. I mean, look, okay, and this is what I mean about Arsenal, yeah, about teams' DNAs. Look at the second goal from the throw-in that Brentford scored against Arsenal. How many times have we seen teams do that to Arsenal? How many times?
But I'll be real though, when I saw that, when it wasn't cleared, when it cleared the first man,
You knew straight
you
away.
knew it was going in. My team's been there, bruv. That's why I can empathise. And this is why I said it outside. The thing that worries me right now about Arsenal is the lack of direction. Yeah? Maybe I don't think United are going to win the league, but I at least think, boy, they're going in the right direction. I don't know what Arsenal are doing. Whereas I'm not, to be fair, I don't know all your signings, but you're not a fan of Odegaard.
No.
And I think Ramsdale, or whatever his name is,
I'm happy with the Ramsdale.
I think they're all right
And I think I'm
signings.
happy with White. I really
Yeah?
do. I think
And so I forgot White,
think
yeah?
he will get
White,
better.
I think,
Good signing.
you paid over the odds.
Definitely
That
paid.
Lokonga
But we know
looks
why.
decent.
Yeah, but
Let's
yeah,
wait
He
and
looks
see.
like he's
When
going
we
to
look-
get
yeah,
good.
yeah,
He
right.
looks like he's going to get
But-
good.
He's
not
And
shy,
we
he's
do
not
need
shy,
someone
he's not shy.
with that work rate. Like, you know what it is? I'm not just going to let you run past me. I'm tired. If I got a
I'm
foul,
still gonna-
everyone understand I'm doing it for the team because they're on the counter. We got. I mean, and that's one thing I'll give you about Granit Xhaka. He's not a mug.
Nah,
You're not
he's
running
just-
past
just
me. I'll
do
pull
that.
your
He'll
shirt.
just kick you
I'll
over.
make a mad tackle. Those are the players you need. So if we can get someone with a bit of energy that can get the ball and give it back and keep possession.
I think that
We're
I think
moving
the
in the right
Odegaard
direction.
thing's horrible.
Yeah, come on, man. What did he do for us last
No,
season?
it's like yeah, you know when your PlayStation pad's a bit mash up.
It's got drift. What's it? It's called the drifting. The drifting.
If Odegaard goes that way, you know he's running off the pitch. No, he can't switch it up.
Odegaard's got drift, bro. He's got drift.
I mean, he might come good, but for me, again, when I talk about Arsenal business, we need someone to come in and do it now.
But again, with Oleg, my problem with him is this. I think because he's been around for so long, I forget he's a youth.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
again, profile-wise, I kind of see what you're trying to do. I just don't see the general direction you're
He
going in.
said, "Oh no, Odegaard's alright. We're gonna see what I want." And then straight away, as soon as it, oh yeah, see you later. Isco's actually better.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
But yeah. No,
I mean, for me, Aurora or Madison.
Madison all day. I'm not even sure about the Aurora one either, to be honest. Madison, 100%.
Yeah, because Madison's proven though. That's my team.
Yeah,
And again,
the thing is, do you need more attacking?
yeah.
No, but Madison,
We need an attacking
Madison
midfielder.
can play in the middle though.
But you do
Madison
need the
doesn't
still.
need to be an attacking player.
You need some proper still in the like. It don't have to be
But
fancy.
that's what we bought Partey for.
Okay, then we
He's
need.
been injured.
See, Thomas Partey, to me, I understand why everyone raves about him because I've seen what he did to my team. Yeah. But for me, what I worry about him is he could become like your Naby Keita. Naby Keita, no. I don't even this. No, Naby Keita when fit, I'm not having no one slander.
Yeah.
But dude can't play more than 3 games.
Yeah.
If he plays more than 3 games this season, Liverpool will destroy everything that he is such a baller. But he got 3 games in him, bro.
But wouldn't you expect with Ronaldo leaving? Wouldn't you expect Keita to get a few more games this season?
But if
What's
he
happening with Oxlade? Is he?
He's there. He'll be there. But Naby Keita, if he stays fit, Naby Keita is the replacement for Ronaldo. He's not quite got the work rate.
Yeah.
But in terms of his ability, the transitions and stuff like that, that's why we bought him. Yeah. He can't. And we've lost a player in Ronaldo that
That's mad.
I think he missed 5 games in how many seasons?
He's a solid player. He's a solid
He
player.
plays all the time.
But to go back to Arsenal business, even the Oxlade business.
Oh no, thanks for
Yeah, we
taking
love
it.
him. Now, what you mean, bro?
Yeah, no, thanks for taking it.
Ox was a big player for you, though, when he
No,
left.
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was a big player.
It was coming. Walcott's injured. Coming. Even though you might have scored last game, Walcott's back. Hit the bench. We disrespected him.
Ox is kind of the same, though. When Ox gets a run,
back up himself and can't play for ever.
no, but this is the problem with
We don't.
Ox.
But he's a good squad player. He's a good squad player, man.
Ox that's a similar thing. When you can get him a run of games, he always starts showing.
Always.
But then he'll get injured again.
As soon as he run too hard,
And that's no problem, bro.
100%. And we don't need no more. We don't
And
need
it was so
injury-prone
mad.
players.
It's so mad. At the Roma game when he injured himself, he had the longest run of game he's probably had in his career, and it was getting to the point he'd be first name on one of the first names on the Liverpool sheet. Yeah, 100%. And then he did he tried to tackle the guy, blew out his knee, whatever. Unlucky, we get that, but.
But like I said again, work rate. Do you know what I'm saying? Those guys that
you can't ask Oxlade to run too hard.
come in the
He's
team
pulling muscles and stuff.
got good work rate, and those are the guys that, like you said, I mean, it's a squad game. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a squad game, so it's not about like them that were saying earlier. You're always going to get guys who get injured. It's the guys that come in. Can they do a job? And even if they're not as good technically or as gifted, what are you doing when you come on that pitch? Because at the end of the day, you're all professional football players. You all train. You all have a ball at your feet 4 times a week. And the squad, the team has brought you. So there's something that you bring. But can you bring it when it counts? That's what it comes down to.
That's why I say to United, and I hate saying it because I'm a Liverpool fan. You see, when it comes to them big moments, them big games, them derbies, that McTominay fella, he does bits.
He
man.
does bits,
That's what I'm
Mike,
saying,
man.
isn't it?
And it's like I said, it's not about the first 11, it's about the squad players. Because Mans is going to get, it's 38 games plus Champions League, plus this, plus. People are going to get injured. It's the depth. For you, man, you've got to be up there. For us, I expect us to get back into the top 6 because we have no Europe. I expect us to get into the top 6. But for me, I mean, Lacazette hasn't been good since he signed that contract.
Are you talking about both? They both signed contracts.
Sorry, Aubameyang hasn't been good since he signed that contract. He was poor last season.
I remember
Very poor last season.
he kind of held you man to ransom for that season's contract as well, innit?
Well, when the team, you got to understand, unfortunately for Arsenal, we always become one of these teams that when someone is good, that's the man. And if that man is not playing, if that man is not scoring, you start to see a decline. We was like that with Henry, we was like that with Van Persie, we had times when we was like that with Liam Wright. It's just in our DNA, unfortunately. There's always one man, that's the man, and he carries everyone on their back.
But kind of going back to, like we said, the direction thing. what needs to change at Arsenal? Because I'm like genuinely, I look and think, wow,
I think it's Eddie.
what is that, man?
I think Edu.
I think we can say the Cronkies, but because they're owners, when are they going to go? Because I think that, is it Daniel Weck? He had a lot of talk and apparently he's going to put in another bid. But I believe someone like him or the African guy who's been talking as well.
Hush puppy. Joking. I'm joking.
Anything like that, that will be the start of a big change in the club. Any of those moves will be a big start. I think Henry and someone else want to get involved. Do you know what I mean? That will be the fans, as fans, will definitely feel like, okay, we're moving forward.
But the thing is, marketing is, how many players do you think you need at Arsenal?
How many?
Players do you think you need to be, at least, contending for
We need a top goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leno, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a right back. And I would have went and got Aarons from Norwich. Yeah.
You need a striker.
We need two strikers. To me, Lacazette and Aubameyang can both go.
Holding midfielder.
But do you think, and this is not a dig, for example, do you think you need a top goalkeeper? What do you consider a top goalkeeper? Because for instance, and I'm not dissing anyone, Alisson and probably my man from City are probably 30. Other than that, you've just got good to decent keepers. I just think,
like I said to you lot last season, for me, it should have been a simple conversation. Leno, I know we brought you as number one. You got injured. My man came in and done this, and this. So what we're going to do, we're just going to rotate you two. We're going to rotate. There's 38 games. We'll rotate plus the cup competitions as well. He might have not been happy, but for me, that was the best way to keep both of them.
Yeah.
Martin, I told you that from when it happened. I was
did
vexed.
as well. You did.
And all I said is, at the end of the season, let's look at the stats. I think
he was the best.
He
was the best keeper, wasn't he, in the league last year?
I think his first game, he saved the penalty. When have you seen Leno save a penalty?
Yeah, but
when teams get,
one, bruv.
certain, you know what it is with goalkeepers. There's a bit of madness to it, and I just don't think Leno has that. I think he's very cautious. Do you know what I'm saying? De Gea as well. He can be very cautious. We know he's good, but in terms of reaching that potential, we might not ever see it. Again, do you know what I'm saying?
I think De Gea kind of went against type in terms of goalkeepers. I feel like he peaked too soon, bro. I feel like he peaked too soon.
He did.
You know what I mean? And then now everyone's like,
so young when
and then now everyone's like, but he peaked
very
earlier than keepers normally do, bro. De Gea. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, he'll come back.
So we might see.
Who, De Gea?
Yeah.
I think he's done.
No.
I think he's done.
You think he's done?
Keepers go into their 30s, man.
Yeah,
This
I know.
is what I'm saying.
What's his name? Van der Sar. You're talking about trying to compare him to I'm not saying you like Van der Sar, but
Bro, you know what it is? There's like Roberto said, there's some upper echelon players. Yeah. And when you mention man like Van der Sar, Seaman,
Peter Schmeichel,
Edison, Peter Schmeichel, even Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah,
just what I'm saying.
Casper's, he's different. But the England game, if you didn't know before,
and that's what I mean.
And I'm not saying he's as good as his pops.
No,
but Kasper Schmeichel is not. He definitely is that brother's son, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's definitely a Schmeichel, mate.
Just what I'm saying,
because he's. Like for me, I don't understand how
no one has gone.
No one really.
Yeah.
Really.
I never expected that.
And you see, he's peaking now at the time we expect goalkeepers to peak.
Right.
Whereas your guy, he just had he was on a madness when he was a kid, and now all of a sudden he's leveled off. So maybe we'll have that second run, but
I think he will.
It's just
he will.
I think Henderson. Was it Henderson? What's that? Our keeper?
Henderson,
I think Henderson's actually gonna come true. Hopefully, I want him to play above De Gea right now.
You want to play above De Gea?
Yeah, because obviously De Gea was the main man for Man United for so long. We used to rely on him He saved us when Fergie left. He saved us in so many games. Like remember, he got Player of the Season, quite a few seasons at Man United. So now, obviously, he was like, okay, I can do whatever, and obviously standard slipped. Obviously, our standard slipped with our defense.
Yeah.
But his standard slipped as well. So now he needs to be like, okay, cool. If I still want to be the main man, I need to up my game as well. If that makes sense.
But this is the thing, and this is what I always say about goalkeepers, yeah? Sometimes you're only as good as the people, the 4 or 5
In front
guys
of
in
you.
front of you.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I hate, like I said, it seems like for me, it feels like I'm always bigging up United today, yeah? But you see the difference, mate. You see Peter Schmeichel as a goalkeeper. He was so good. I don't believe it mattered who he was playing in front of.
100%.
Who was in front of him, sorry. Like, he was just a different, like that once-in-a-lifetime goalkeeper. Whereas most other goalkeepers are just normal. Like, I'm like, as much as I love him and I think he is levels.
You know, we signed him when he was 28. You know, imagine we signed him when he was 22.
There you go.
We signed him late.
My point is this: Peter Schmeichel wouldn't have been the keeper he was at 28.
Of course.
Before that Euros, you're not. That's not. I don't believe you see Peter Schmeichel. You signed him at the perfect time, and that was one of the things that Ferguson did well.
It's just mad.
Like the Gears he peaked too soon, bro. You know what I mean?
And that's what I was saying about Schmeichel. When Leicester won the Premier League and then Mahrez and Kante and everyone tried to raid them, we should have got Schmeichel. 100%.
And now Leicester, like the thing about Leicester, that there's an aura around that club.
Yep.
Especially after the passing of my man.
Yep.
Yeah.
The togetherness there.
Where it's a togetherness there. And like at the moment, I could be wrong. I can't see Schmeichel wanting to leave that.
No.
So, like you said, teams could have struck while the iron's hot, bro. When they won the cup, they made my man come on the pitch, bro.
Just about to say that.
And they toss him up and down.
Just about to say that.
That was for your pop, bro. Like when you're there and you witness stuff like that, you either melt or it brings you together as a collective. And them players there, certain man there, that's their club.
But the thing is, that's how you want the relationship between upstairs and the actual players to be. Even like when you listen to the interviews of what the players are saying.
It's genuine, like love, but they like that dude, bro.
There's no politics.
There's no animosity. There's no animosity there.
No politics.
There's one goal and everyone's on the same bus. Everyone's on the same bus.
There's very few teams that got that.
And he got a good manager as well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The only way for Leicester is up. So this is the problem as Arsenal now. Going back to Arsenal, if we want a player, if we want Vardy, number one, Vardy's gonna go. Well, no. Look what Leicester's doing to what Arsenal's doing. Yeah.
I'm not really.
I'm alright. Yeah. Then you've got Spurs coming in. Then you might have Aston Villa coming in. Then you might have someone like Everton coming in. We've lost, especially with Arteta at the helm.
You've lost that panache.
Before, players go, even Varane, it's that Man United thing. I think Fergie went to his house is it 2011 or something like that? Fergie went to his house?
Yeah.
Fergie went to his house. So he's like, even though Fergie's not there, I've always wanted to come here because of the club. Do you know what I'm saying? Then now you've got the players. He's coming. Look at Jack Grealish. All Jack Grealish has been saying, I want to play with Kevin De Bruyne. I wanted to play with this guy.
See, and this is the thing. When you've got your ish correct at a club, managers can do stuff like that.
It's easy
Klopp
to
can pee off and he's trying to romance people like Mbappe and that. I'm not saying he will ever come because he knows he's got the backroom staff that he can disappear. And things are going to be all right. And that's the position you want to be in.
Yes.
So come and look at the optics of that. Imagine you as a player. That's had a lasting impact on my man,
Yeah.
Alex Ferguson come to check me.
You know
just
what
to
I'm saying?
say,
Come on, man.
What are you saying?
And even though he's not manager, he's still about.
And he's still about, bro.
He's still about. He's still going to pull around and have a word. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of what he means to that club. Yeah. And like I said, I've always said at Arsenal, you've seen Varela go and do stuff. You've seen Henry go and do stuff. You've seen a lot of players, even Longberg. How comes when Wenger was there, none of the ex-players came to work with him? None of them. None of them.
When he left, none of them say nothing.
No one came to work with him.
But you got to remember, like,
And if you hear them speak, even Thierry Henry, he's got the most respect. Even when he sees them now, gaffer, respect. But no one wanted to come because even think about when Henry left. You're going into the room and you're going, cool, you want me to stay, but what's the plan?
but this the thing.
And then after you have the conversation, like, wait, I've been here, that plan's not good enough.
But the thing I think that differentiated Ferguson from a lot of other managers, and a lot of some managers, Klopp for example, is replicating it to a certain certain. I can't think of the word. A certain point with people like Milner is they realise there's certain players they don't have to play all the minutes, but you need that O'Shea in the team. You need the Fletchers. You need the Babs.
That is what was great about Alex Ferguson.
And that's why because they embodied a lot of what Alex Ferguson was in himself.
Yeah, we done that.
And that's why now you may mock it. That's why I keep on saying you don't have to be a great player to be a good director of football, for example. We don't know what a Fletcher and them people are doing at United, bro.
You don't.
But he look all right. He looks all right.
Carrick's
I hate
there.
talking so
How
much
long
about
Carrick?
it,
I know, but how
It
long
really
Carrick?
annoys me,
How
bro.
long Carrick's been there now?
There you go, bro.
Do you know what I mean? So, like I said, beyond the manager, it's about what the club's doing, how the club is moving forward. And that's why you're saying, I can't remember if it was a Thierry Henry and someone else, they're saying if that Daniel Webb guy comes in, they're going to get on board and help. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we've had Emre, Ljungberg, and Arteta. And no one's saying, well, let's come and help Arteta.
Yeah.
Because of, I think, the direction. Because even for me, Partey's out, yeah? What's happening with Guendouzi? Yeah, I just think Arteta's got something on his shoulder with Guendouzi. So it's a personal thing, yeah? He was saying he didn't want Torreira to come back. Why? Partey's injured. And to be honest, you know in some Premier League games, why not have two defensive midfielders and then leave someone like Odegaard, whoever, free to actually play and not have to worry about defending?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, even with what's available, he's saying no. And we're not in a position to be saying, I mean, Torreira's first season at Arsenal, fantastic season.
Remember,
so we know he's got it in him.
he sent Fabinho to purgatory for like 5 months. People forget that. Don't you remember? Remember what he did to him, bro?
Yeah.
We never saw him till November that season, bro. It was November, wasn't it? Or Christmas, right?
Yeah, Christmas.
Bro,
Christmas.
And look at Fabinho now, bro. But that was not an introduction anyone expected him to have to the Premier League. And Torreira put it on him. It is what it is, bro. So, you know, he's got... There's something there. It's just... I think sometimes... I think it's a similar situation to Sacco in Liverpool. I don't know what Sacco did to Klopp to rub him up the wrong way.
Yeah.
But we all
even
know
he
what
hasn't
happened.
been the same.
Yeah.
He ain't been doing
Yeah,
bits
but
since he
it's just...
left Liverpool.
It's just... Sacco is a player that's loved by Liverpool fans. But it's like, why? What did you do? And it's the same with Guendouzi. What did you do, Guendouzi, to really pee off my man to that extent?
But I think what it was his attitude. But like I always say, coming from the second division in France to playing in the Prem, that's a massive... It's the best league in the world. You've come from the second division in France, but... Because we were such in turmoil at that time as well, he's come in and he was kind of the main man. He was kind of controlling the midfield, which even he didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? But for Arsenal, from Santi Cazorla, we haven't replaced Santi Cazorla. We haven't replaced, and you know, with great teams, if you not lose Mane the end of this season, you need to get a player in who's very similar and going to do bits. We lose Cesc Fabregas and go and buy Arteta. That was a panic buy. Now Arteta's our manager. You see how that unfolded? A panic buy is now our manager.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like Arteta.
At where?
At Everton.
Yeah, come on. Arteta's legacy is Everton. It's not Arsenal.
He was like, he stuck out like a sore thumb at Everton because he kind of was silky in it. He had something about him, but he weren't quite in and around that time.
At that time,
But the thing
yeah.
is, did they get Arteta in to steady the ship? Though? Did they get him in to steady?
as a manager?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Just
it's,
like Solskjaer,
but
did they get him in?
But I mean, at least with Solskjaer, he's had experience. He was at Cardiff.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was in
Norway.
Norway. He's got experience. This guy is coming from Pep's backup dancer.
Yeah.
And you know, we all know the state that Arsenal was in when he came. There's things happening all over the place. In every corner, there's something happening. It's bigger than life. You need a Mourinho or a Conte. Someone who's not only won trophies, but is going to be, when he walks into the room, he commands your attention.
And I think one of the smartest things that Klopp did, he was just real. First interview, he said, remember, he come to Liverpool with his 40-odd page dossier and basically said, listen, gents, we suck. Yeah, you suck. It's going to take you 4 or 5 years before you even win the title. And then first interview, he said, look, he said the right thing, but he was also very real. He said, this is a work in progress. It's going to take time. And sometimes you just have to be real and say, Arsenal are not good. As a manager, I mean, and say, look, it's going to take me time.
Definitely.
That's it.
But do you think you've got a big enough squad? Rob?
Liverpool?
Yeah.
Not
No,
quite.
they haven't got a big enough squad.
Not quite. And
But-
especially, I'm talking injury-wise,
Yeah.
we cannot rely on a significant percentage of that squad to stay fit for the course of the season. If all being well, and our key personnel stay fit, we can win the league. That's not an issue. The problem is, will they all stay fit?
I mean, you know what it is for me, yeah? I do like Firmino.
Yeah.
But I think if you look was to get a top striker...
It'd be a mess.
yeah?
It'd be a mess, of
if
course.
you used to get a top
Yeah.
striker, like I heard Lewandowski's bored.
Yeah.
He's looking for a new challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even if you done a Van Persie
Yeah.
and you just had him for 1 season.
Yeah.
Listen,
You ain't lying.
I'd take
Salah,
Lewandowski, man.
Mane, and Lewandowski.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, what
With
people,
Van Dijk.
yeah, and what people don't realise is this,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll take
with
Lewandowski
with
with you,
with Firmino, right? You got to remember he's a number 10.
Yeah.
I think people are holding him to the standard of the season. He got 27 goals in the
Yeah,
season.
100%.
That was the peak of his powers.
Yeah.
The only way for him then was down.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
He still even when we won the title, he scored 1 or 2 goals at Anfield. He still got double figures away. He was a guy that when we went away from home, he was turning up. Yeah. He is like, I feel the false 9 thing works when you're at the height of your career, as for Firmino, what I've seen. Now he might be on the decline, not massively, but it's there.
But
like it's getting more obvious. So that's why it's people like Jota, and we need an out-and-out striker. We do.
Jota's coming and done bits.
Yeah.
man. He's
And this
definitely
is
coming and
again,
done bits.
this is like the Jota situation is similar to what's your guy of Pepe?
Pepe.
Yeah. On paper, like initially it looked good in it, but then when you dive deep into the stats and realise if he got 21 goals, I think he got 1 season in France. 11 of them or 10 of them were penalties. You're like, that's not quite what we're looking for.
It's not.
Because Fabinho will be number 2 after Salah's number 1 as a penalty taker.
Yeah.
Right, so we don't
100%.
need someone
You're
to
not even
take
gonna
it.
get-
We don't,
yeah,
we're not
you're
even
getting
getting
them
the
chances.
opportunity.
Yeah, 100%.
We need someone now that is just a Merkers, bro. We need a goal, we need a striker. We need a Harry Kane. We need a Lewandowski.
yeah.
We need something like that.
Top.
Yeah? And we need a Harry Kane that's not dropping deep and
No,
trying
someone
to
who's staying on the last
do your
one.
thing up there.
Because
You
with
understand?
Mane and Salah and the way you look break
Man.
and Trent that can just deliver them crazy balls,
And ideally,
they'll be so scary.
Yeah.
and
So
ideally
scary.
we need pace. So I would think Mbappe or Haaland.
Drop him in there.
Mbappe or Haaland
be
is
scary.
who we target, especially Haaland's more likely, I think, because his buyout clause goes to 60 something next season.
Forget
Yeah,
Mbappe,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Forget
So
Mbappe.
that's a little spoiler. I feel we're gonna go for my
I
man
feel
next
that.
season
I can see that though.
because
I can see it.
it fits the profile,
I can
it
see
fits
it.
the price,
And Real Madrid,
it's the
Barcelona
age.
are out the game.
That's a whole.
They're out the game.
You know, you could do a whole podcast. Me and where's Tosh when me and Tosh spoke about this, you know.
We're gonna do it.
We said it. We might have said it on Past Banter and Trim.
We're gonna do it.
I'm giving you the story about in Spain and the lights ain't on the motorway, and the taxi driver tells you it's because they give all the money to the club and they can't pay the electricity bill.
It's
not a
mad,
joke, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's a whole podcast.
It's something they've been doing for so long.
whole
But again,
podcast, bro.
to compare Arsenal, I just don't think that we take the time to study these players as well. I mean, what you lot done, like you said, when Klopp come in, what you guys have done since he's come in compared to what we haven't done, again, it comes down to the caliber of players. And when you've got Edu and all these guys behind the scenes, to be honest, the thing is, how long are they studying?
Yeah, but where's my point? I hear what you're saying, but I always err on the side of caution when dissing certain like.
No, but okay, cool, quickly, because alright, Pepe or Zaha, if you're Edu, yeah, you're in charge of what's going on. Who are you getting? Pepe or?
All right, but this is
no, who are you getting?
on the face. I'm gonna
Pepe
go
or
Wilfred.
Zaha?
I'm gonna go Wilfred. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But if you get glamoured by the basic stats, you might get tricked into the what's it that Pepe thing?
Yeah.
You might get glamoured into that still because, like I said, it's the 20 goals a season thing. Yeah. Then
Penalties.
because remember Liverpool were meant to be all over him, innit?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was like, nah, we don't. Nah, we all right.
Why?
But then you find out after you sign him that he got how many goals from a penalty spot.
That's what I'm trying to. You look backed out, and then listen again, and I always say this: when you look at Sylvester, when you look at we got Julio Baptista on loan, even Ceballos wasn't a great like the business is always wrong. Even Arteta, when Cesc Fabregas left, we should have never got.
But this is
never.
This is what I've learned from watching Liverpool recently since Klopp come. It is not just the director of football. It's not just the manager. It's the team that does all the analytics. It's so bigger than what people realise.
It's massive.
Because who did not pick up the 11 penalties thing from Pepe? Like
11 penalties.
It's a cheat code, and it's been a cheat code with Liverpool for a while now. Like, remember, we never had the clout at one point. So Liverpool was scouting certain players, and other teams will come in 11th hour and scoop them up from us.
Scoop them up,
yeah.
man.
And then we
So
got
he
a
had
bit.
11 penalties.
Penalties. He's the main
But,
penalty taker.
Uncle, you must remember Liverpool. Like in the paper,
Yeah,
Liverpool were going for Pepe, Liverpool for pretty much the
time.
whole summer.
Yeah,
and then all of a
yeah,
sudden,
yeah.
nah, it all like no, we're not, no.
Backed out.
No one realised.
But Arsenal we always want to, I mean, even the William thing, and to be honest, the reason why I don't cuss the William thing as much as some people do, because Carlos wasn't happy with it, but the reason why I don't cuss it is because that season before he came to us, at Chelsea, he was doing bits. He was scoring penalties, he was scoring free kicks, he was assisting, he was scoring goals.
But again, yeah, but personnel-wise, what I think Liverpool do, what I think United are doing more now, they're looking at the profile of players and thinking of things of mentality as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is this guy's head going to turn when we give him that big bumper last payday? Or will he accept a slightly lower money because he realises that he's at the tail end of his career, he might be a bit more incentivised. And that's what we do with a lot of our players now. You reach 30, the dynamics change now.
Oh, 100%.
And that's the problem with Henderson, who will sign the deal. But
You think
and
so?
that's- Yeah, he will sign the deal. And at the end of the day, I respect Genie, but Genie just wasn't having that. He was like, no, I want my money.
100%.
And that's why he didn't go Barca, he went PSG, because PSG come with the bag, bro. We all know Barca's imploded. But
And I mean, the only way for Wijnaldum, where he came from, Newcastle, to go to Liverpool and did what he done, was up. The only way
he was
up.
a Merkers at Newcastle.
He was a Merkers.
In terms of goal scoring.
And again, we should have. We wasn't even in the conversation.
But this is
in buying
but
Wijnaldum.
this is what I talk about
Shaqiri.
profiles. But this is why I talk about profiles of players. A lot of the top clubs, and I think to my club's credit, we're one of the few clubs who don't care who you play for. If you fit the profile, you could have got relegated two seasons in a row.
100%.
We're buying you.
Yeah.
You fit
Simple,
the profile. We're buying
Look
you.
at Robinson, Gini Wijnaldum, Shaqiri, blah blah. Like it doesn't matter. Bro.
Even Mane wasn't Mane who is at Liverpool. He wasn't that Mane.
But
at
that's
Southampton.
that's the secret
You
sauce.
you could see
It's-
the
You could see the
potential.
ability though.
You could see the ability, but
We buy players on the cusp of greatness
And the trajectory.
That's all we do. It's not
don't.
rocket science.
We don't.
Man City.
Sylvester,
Man
he
City
played for
do
Man
to a
United, so he must be able to come and do bits in our defence.
Man City do it to a certain extent as well.
Man City do.
Think about the profile players, barring Grealish, they're all around the 6. And I think, to be fair, Joe hit that on the head. I can't even think. Joe said that a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah? You look at it's around the 60 million mark. You know what I mean? And you think sometimes, oh yeah, they're all right, but it's Man City. They come Man City, they go on a madness. Bro. Look at, I can't remember the latest guy. He's a Spain international now.
Torres.
Is it Ferran Torres?
Ferran Torres.
yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come
Listen,
on, bro.
he's dangerous.
They do it every season,
He's
bro.
dangerous, man.
Do it every
He's
season.
a
And this is
serious
why
player,
I say, like, certain things like when you worry about the type of players or the price tag or when you move as a club, you shouldn't be worrying about that. The Liverpool fans should not be worrying about, Liverpool are going to wait until the 11th hour. We do that every season, man. We wait until we could drive down the price and get a bargain. We did it with Jota, like we did the Werner Jota game where everyone thought it was Werner. And then when we didn't get him, everyone laughed. We got Diogo.
Yeah.
He went on a madness. And then when you actually start looking at him as a player and his stats, you thought, okay, that makes sense. The profile, he got equal number of goals. So I think he got 20 goals one season. He got 10 on the left, 10 on the right, blah, blah, blah. You look at the profile of these players, you think, that's a Liverpool player.
And again, you see the way that these players are signed. Look at Jota, signed, straight in.
Yeah.
Hit the ground running. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's everything. It's the way that you lot are analysing these players and seeing how long. You look at things like how many touches of the ball they have per game, how much their first touch, speed. Do you know what I'm saying? Up and down the pitch, like all these things are important. That's why going against what we said about Man United, you need those workhorses in the middle. Like part of what Chelsea is doing now is just because they're getting players that can do bits, but they've got Superman in Kante.
Yeah.
And they got a manager who knows what he's doing. Like
Kante's about 3 men.
It's about 3 men. Who was it? Someone was saying, I don't know if it was Griezmann or something. They had the ball in the box. They was attacking. Kante's there. Then they're defending. He's like, Kante's up there, like
in the hot middle doing bits in it. Yeah,
it's so important. It's all that role in a squad has always been very important. That's why when Man City were doing bits, they had is it Fernandinho?
Yeah.
Fernandinho,
That's what I'm saying. You lot had what's the guy's name?
Fabinho. Yeah, Fabinho.
Oh, yeah. Those roles are crucial, man. Mopping up and giving it to the guys to play.
The Hoover, mate. That's
Crucial. That's why when we had Gilberto Silva
we've had that conversation, innit?
doing
Bro,
bits, man.
As big
what-
as
the thing
Vieira
is,
was,
You lost your
Gilberto was a
when
bigger
you-
loss, bro.
When you lost Petit and Vieira, and that after that,
No,
kinda
because
went
we still
down
had
that-
Gilberto.
I know you had Gilberto.
Gilberto
You could
did
see
bits, man.
after
He's not the
Gilberto,
quickest.
he was
not the
going.
most skillful.
He freed up, like, we if you look at the Pogba talk, Gilberto, the type of player Gilberto would have been ideal because he freed up Vieira and whoever was around
to
him
go
so
forward
much,
and
bro.
do what you need to do. Because like I said about the Granit Xhaka thing, even if they get us on the counter, my man's not letting you run past him. He's not a mug.
Yeah, but that's when you bought him, he wasn't that player. He was more of attacking.
Gilberto.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to get him where you can fit in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? You got to get him where you can fit in. And that's another thing about, like I said, the football, yes, it is about ability, but it's about heart. It is, because as we know, when it comes to these big games, whether it's a Champions League final or it's the last day of the Premier League, and you've got to win the game to win the Premier League, this is where you see the massive players, the best players step up.
Yeah.
And even though sometimes the players that don't even have the ability but have the heart. You know what I'm saying? Your Vinnie Joneses and those old school guys, hearts, they can just fit right into a team. Because not only, I think their talking, their leadership makes up for the lack of gift in playing football.
Jones needs to go, man.
And we've missed that for a long time now. We've missed that for many
Gilberto
years.
was the last guy, bro. Telling you.
Many years now.
I'll stand by that, bro. He was the last guy for you, bro.
But guys, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week. Peace.